Game of Thrones, episode 2. We decided since I will not be here for the very first episode that we would get another episode in, and it seemed like a lot of good support from the last video.
Well, I'll say this,
and we've added the King of the North,
the King of the Andals.
I'm from Pennsylvania. It kind of works. Like
that is true.
It works a little bit.
King of the East Coast,
King of the Northeast.
Wait, is that or Northeast? Okay.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, right. Because King.
No, I get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
King goat.
God, one of the gods of the seven sons.
You
Seven
can't
gods.
just say, but you can't. We're talking about like what other people call them. You can't, not what you call yourself.
Look at my Twitter feed.
Okay.
That's all I'll say about that. All right, I am ready to go. I have everything
wait,
open.
hold on.
Dude.
Let's interview Seth since he's catching up. So this was the original plan, is us four doing Game of Thrones because we the four of us.
Me included?
Yeah. Well,
When was this plan made?
we kind of did it behind your back and then just threw you in it.
Well, you thought you were like a special guest? We need you every week.
Yeah, you're here every week.
What?
What?
I mean, I'm down, but
So how much do you know Game of Thrones?
Remember.
How long have you been watching it?
I mean, I've seen it the whole way through.
Right.
I've rewatched like the good episodes,
Yeah.
but I mean, I know a good amount. Like I remember pretty decent amount.
Right.
Especially if someone like leads me, I give you some good stuff here.
And you're are you excited?
What's your
for
favorite? No,
Sunday?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character? We're sorry. That's good.
That's a hard question.
We had to
Top
answer
three.
three
Yeah,
last time.
Yeah,
top
we did
three.
top
Top three?
Yeah,
All right.
three's a little easier.
Arya.
Yeah.
This is no order, by the way. Arya, Tyrion, obviously, and Daenerys. I mean,
Yeah.
she's got some
Good hair.
beautiful boobies.
All right.
We've seen them.
That's look. She's probably gonna watch this.
Then there's your compliment. That's
I don't think she's gonna watch.
well done.
It's crazy seeing all of the, before we get into everything, it's crazy seeing all of the press that everybody's doing. Like, do you see Game of
Everyone.
Thrones
Oreos.
is everywhere.
Yeah.
Oreos, Game of Thrones? I haven't seen that. Well, I know you did the shoes, and there was something else besides the shoes,
The
too.
shoes, Oreos, Mountain Dew.
Do.
Yeah. And then there's like there's like a soundtrack. They're doing a complete album of like rap music inspired by Game of Thrones.
Who's doing that?
Game of HBO.
That is amazing.
It's not going in the show.
I support it.
It's not going in the show, but it's like a rap album. It's like sold as a Game of Thrones soundtrack.
With
And it's
actual rappers?
like Migos, and that's the only one I remember. But yeah, it's like
It's just a Migos album. That'd be fine. I would listen to
yeah,
it.
right. They're just like White Walker. But people, they first announced it, and everybody was like, "What? This
Yeah.
is not going in the show."
Right.
And then they were like, "Yeah, it's not going in the show. It's just like
Imagine
a
if
Game of
it
Thrones
did go in the
album."
show, though. Imagine how unimmersed it would make everybody if the Migos just came on. I'd instantly have to turn it off. I mean,
Yeah, right.
no matter how many
waited
glasses of
9
red wine I've
seasons.
had, I'm turning it off if I hear the Migos on it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's how you told me.
mean, they're
That's how you
great.
watch, right? Was a glass of red wine and
Glass
watched-
red wine, almost fully naked.
Yeah.
Tommy John's equipped.
Okay.
My best blanket,
Right.
and yeah, glass of wine, maybe
you-
4.
That's a night, bro. I messed up. You can blame that on me. I was supposed to bring like the wine glass.
were supposed to.
Next, after episode 1, we'll do legit. I think
Yeah.
we need to like dim it down, low lights, candle lit. wine
Definitely.
glass.
We got the
That would be
candle.
dope.
We
That'd be
have the
legit.
camera that's perfect for low light.
Yeah.
I will say this though. The set's gonna be done by the next time we film something.
Right.
Like 100%. I mean, obviously, here we have 2 things right here. 4 with the Dothraki living
We
language.
got the dragon glass too.
It's cat's paw.
It's not dragon.
Yeah, no,
Cat's
it's a
paw.
Valyrian
I know.
seal.
Oh, Valyrian steel. That's They both
I actually
kill White
did.
Walkers.
I did.
It's the same.
I
It's the same. Yeah.
whenever we asked people last time, like, why didn't they talk about how the things that kill White Walkers are fire and
Oh, yeah, what was the
Valyrian
third one?
steel and dragon glass? Well, it turns out,
Dragon glass is Valyrian steel.
Yeah, you make the Valyrian steel
Dragon
is
glass.
made.
Yeah, from
Or Valyrian steel is made from dragon glass and dragon fire, apparently. And so that's why people can't make it anymore, because dragons can't exist. But now dragons exist. So they could probably maybe figure out how to make Valyrian steel again.
Wow.
it's got to be written on a wall in some like.
It is written on a wall in the mountain, the glass mountain.
Well, I don't know if that specifically. There's
somewhere.
the children of the forest are there, aren't they? I don't think that specifically is written.
So you do know it. You do know everything. I asked you earlier today whether or not you were super well versed in this thing.
Yeah, he's talking about the children of the forest.
Yeah, the children of the
he knows
forest.
his shit.
I know my shit.
You know your shit.
Yeah, you know your
I
stuff.
think we watched together at the Scuff House. Yeah,
We
yeah.
cuddled a little, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
My memories escape.
You were four red wine glasses deep, so.
I do get a little crazy after 4.
But yeah, people seem to like the last episode. I thought we were going to get blasted. Not
No.
blasted, but I thought there was going to be a lot more negative comments. But it's mostly wow, I wish I could sit down and talk about it with them. But
Dude, that would be cool. Bring somebody in from the...
yeah, people think that we should take callers or things like that. But that would be hard to do.
Oh, no, it
What is
wouldn't.
this, Hot 97? You're on the line. Like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Talk
good
to 'em,
idea.
yeah.
It's a good idea. I think we can, and we can do it.
Call them
Yeah.
up through Discord, maybe if people leave their
Yeah.
Discords in the
And
comments. You
ask,
probably
like,
don't want to do that.
that'd be like a cool little segment.
Yeah, we should make this live next time.
If you want.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Why?
Seth might say some crazy shit like she has really nice boobies.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that's staying in. It's a fact. Everyone watching will agree. I don't think anyone's arguing me.
If you could pick, you would pick Daenerys to if you could marry one of the characters, you'd pick Daenerys,
Or Khal Drogo.
Sansa?
You think so?
Sophie Turner.
Who's the other chick that was in
Redheads.
she was in King's Landing? Not Sansa, the other
Marjorie.
Marjorie.
Marjorie's
That's what you'd pick?
bad.
Yeah, she's nice.
Who would you pick?
Ygritte. The redheaded wildling.
Oh. Isn't that Samwell's?
No, that is.
Oh, wait, no, that's... Who did she get with?
The big ginger beard guy.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you
Wait,
know
is
her
she
name?
dead?
What big gingerbeard guy?
Who Ygritte got with?
Jon Snow.
What?
She banged him in a cave. Come
Yeah.
on, guys.
Oh, they did bang.
She's like, what
See, I'm
made?
just-
It was like Jon Snow. What made you
yeah,
kiss
well,
me
yeah.
down there?
Yeah. He was like, "What made you kiss me down there?" And he was like, "I don't know. I just kind of."
Oh, yeah, did I just invent cunnilingus? Holy shit! As I do it all. I come back from the dead. I'm actually the true heir of the throne.
Yeah.
And I invented cunnilingus.
That's
I'm kind of. I am kind of. I am
resume
the,
right
He
there.
gets ass.
Yeah.
The ginger beard guy was with
He hasn't
Brienne.
been with anybody, but he has a huge crush on
Brienne.
Brienne.
Yeah, that's
Brienne,
what it was.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
She's huge.
Yeah, I would pick Cersei. She's older,
Wiser. And
I
might
would-
kill you.
And
Sex gotta be
strong.
fire.
I'm into strong, independent women, man. Well, the Jude, obviously, not into all of them.
Right.
I don't know if I can do the short-haired version, but more power to you.
Oh, dude, Cersei in the first couple seasons.
Yeah, long hair. I mean, she's getting.
All right, let's get right into
Wanna
it.
be
We
your brother.
left off a lot. We left off on a lot of questions. We didn't talk about a whole mess of things.
Yeah.
Like some of the things that were just over the top stuff that we didn't talk about is what was the one thing you were talking about?
I was saying that after we did the last episode, you started watching a lot again. So since you've been watching a lot, is there anything that has popped up?
Dude, I almost tweeted this out earlier. I don't remember Jon Snow taking Ygritte into the forest to give her funeral.
Yeah.
I didn't. I missed it completely, and I don't know how because I watched the seasons over and over again.
Yeah.
over and over for 7 years. I don't know how I missed it, and I've
Wait,
never
you've
seen it
watched
before.
that much?
Yeah, well, I watch every season leading into the new season because I used to not watch the entire season.
So you'd watch it when it first came out, and then right before a new season came out, you'd go back and rewatch it.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty smart.
That's the way to really truly immerse yourself. And one of the things that I planned to the T back in a couple of years ago was that I wouldn't watch the entire season, and then it just 2 years in a row coincided with the fact that we're going to Gfinity, one of the Gfinities. So I was watching 6 to 7 hours of just episode after episode after episode, no interruptions, no phone, no Wi-Fi, literally just me in complete darkness, just watching this thing. So yeah. But yeah, I completely missed it.
Yeah.
Me, I'm fucked up every time I watch it. So a lot of it falls through the cracks.
Yeah, I think that was important because it really like, because for a little bit, I feel like you can't really tell if Jon Snow is like trying to like really just trying to stay alive. So he's like kind of leading her on or whatever, or like not leading her on, but just acting like he's in love with her to stay alive.
Yeah.
But you can really tell towards the end that it was like especially at the cave scene, obviously, but like it's a genuine connection whenever she dies. But she dies because the little kid shoots her with an arrow.
Yeah.
That's how she died?
Yeah, Ollie shoots her with an arrow.
He knows
Because-
the name. Oliver.
Because the wildlings went through and killed an entire village except for one kid.
Yeah.
Right.
And they sent the kid to the wall. He was like, tell him we're coming. And then, so it's like a weird, it's one of those situations where like you don't know who to root for.
Right.
Because obviously this kid's family was murdered.
Okay,
and the
he was
Fens
getting
are
his
gonna
payback
eat-
then.
This like guy comes into his ear and says, you see, is that your mom and dad getting murdered over there?
So I'm gonna eat him. Yeah.
And then sends him to the wall. So this guy has hatred for the wildlings.
Yeah.
And then Jon Snow was like, I fell in love with the wildling. We're gonna like work with them.
Yeah.
And then so Ollie's one of the dudes that stabs.
Yeah,
And Ollie was older at that point too, right?
No.
No, he was
Or
like
was
a
he
kid.
still?
Oh,
Yeah,
he was
still
a
the kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now he's like a teenager, I guess.
Now he's dead.
Well, yeah.
He
How do you-
died.
how do
Oh,
you-
Jon Snow.
John
probably?
hung him whenever he got back alive.
See, I gotta rewatch this. Was that season 7?
No.
No, season 5.
Season 5.
I'm going.
episode-
I've got to I'm gonna try to go back and rewatch.
Yeah, there's a
Same.
couple of YouTube videos that are like 50,
Recaps?
like 50 minutes long, and that'll just do like just as a dude talking, and just it'll remind you everything.
I gotta do
saw a
that because
couple
these
of that.
little like
'Cause I don't
snippets are
remember.
adding
Yeah,
to
see,
the
I don't
story.
remember these.
Yeah, there's a lot of like little storylines. I think that's why it's such a good show. It's
Yeah.
like there's the main storyline, and that's the one that you guys are like, yeah, I know that shit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like little things that happen too.
Like one of the things that I read this week was that they think that who's the sword of Portos? No, what's the guy that was teaching Arya the water dance?
yeah, I don't know.
Hound?
I don't know his name.
Oh
No.
wait, no. Okay.
It's just the guy from Bravos.
Yeah,
the,
Yeah, the first sword of Bravos. They're saying that he is the many-faced.
He might be Jack and Hagar. I've heard that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
He might be Jack and Hagar, and then and then continues to like train her, but in a weirder way because they're both
making sense now.
they're
I didn't
both
think
from
about that.
Bravos.
Yeah. You know what else? Okay, so we never saw him die.
Never saw him die.
We never saw him die. And if he
I thought
can,
he got attacked by like
Yeah.
100 people.
Yeah,
yeah,
like
but
3 guards.
What's
Oh,
the
three?
what's the guy? What's his name?
Jack and Hagar,
No, the
the sword guy.
no, the guy that kills the sword of Bravos.
I don't know his name.
Okay, so one of the
Mountain?
king's guard.
Yeah.
The mountain.
No,
it's
it's,
like
it's
one
the
of
main
the-
king's guard, and he's also on the list of what's her
She-
name?
and she eventually kills
and
him.
she eventually kills him at the brothel,
Right.
Where she was pretending to be like a tinier girl.
That scene, that's
Was-
probably the most brutal scene.
Yeah.
Well, besides the watermelon head.
Yeah,
scene.
the watermelon head. No,
That
but
was
in this one,
Yeah.
she's in this brothel, and that guy whose name escapes me, that guy was in there, and he wanted him young, and he says, "Give me the youngest," and then
Wait,
they.
is it Sir Ilyn?
No, it's not Ilan Payne. No, Ilan Payne is the guy that decapitated Ned,
Right.
and was the one that was going to kill them
that-
if
that
they broke the wall.
actor-
Yeah,
Died in after season. Oh yeah, you're right. Sir Ilyn Payne, the actor, I believe the actor died, and they just didn't further the character along.
Like in real life.
in
he
real
died.
life, the actor
wow.
died. Yeah,
so yeah, because they don't ever show what happened to him, right?
yeah. He just like stops being.
But the one guy, Arya, walks in on the brothel and what, just shanks him or
Well,
something?
no,
like-
she pretends to be the guy, and then he beats him. He's like and then she doesn't move.
Yeah, because so he's like a creep and
Yeah.
likes little girls,
Right.
And so he starts like beating these girls, and they make like a bunch of like noise, and then he hits a girl with like hair over her face,
And she
she
just-
doesn't move, and so he's like, everybody else leave, and then he keeps hitting her, and he was like, I guess I have my work cut out for me, and then she looks up and stabs him in the eye,
And then
just,
takes
like,
it on, and then stabs him in the other eye. And then when he tries to grab her, he just starts stabbing him in the chest. Boom, 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 boom. And then she's like, "Do you know me?" And then he's on his knees, like, he can't see shit. He's
She
like,
stabbed him in both eyes, and he's like, you can see like
Yeah.
the
It looks so
graphics on
real.
it. are
How do I
dis-
not remember? I'm literally going back like tonight and
Yeah.
watching.
Do you remember when she was selling oysters?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, it was during that
During that
Yeah,
time.
during that
Oh,
time. It's
okay.
when she got to the temple of the many-faced god, right?
Right?
So it's right before she goes.
because she had a mission.
Or no,
that,
that's after because she was disguised.
It was
right?
during.
She had a
This is
mission
why
that-
she becomes blind.
She had a mission that Jack and Hagar was like, you have to kill this one dude because that's what the god wants. And then she's going to kill him. And then she sees the guy from King's Landing that we can't remember his name, get out. And she's like, he's on my list. And so then she's torn between, am I Arya or am I no one? And then she was like, I'm Arya. I'm going to kill this dude.
Yeah.
And then Jack and Hagar finds out, makes her blind.
Yeah.
And then that's when the story continues for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of little shit.
So anyway, so we think that they're the same people, and it makes sense because we don't see him die at all.
Right.
Right. He just, and if he is able to become whoever, why didn't he take this person's? Well, no, because then he dies in the brothel. So that storyline doesn't check. It will mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
If
the
we-
main one, where her original like mentor with the swords could be,
He could be still alive.
right?
And
because yeah.
Jack and Hagar is still alive, or whoever it is. It's
Yeah.
technically no one, but
Right.
Have we ever met Jack and Hagar?
Yeah.
yeah, the guy
gotta
in
give
the
Is that the pretty boy long hair guy?
right.
That's okay. So that's him. That's Jack and Hagar who you're talking about.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
The
And
guy
I
that
think that
trains
guy might be the original one who taught Arya how to like fight with. The
Okay.
sword.
So
That's
he
like a
was-
theory,
Okay.
yeah.
So he had a face on and
right.
Yeah, that is a theory, but who knows?
That would be a killer theory.
That
I
would-
hadn't even
yeah.
thought of that. But
Yeah, whoever came up with that, thank you. And if you guys have more theories that you guys want us to check out, leave it in the comments because I've been like obsessed with it. Not only have I been, watching this, but while I'm driving, I'm reading like theories. No, I'm kidding. But dude,
There's
when I
a
get there,
theory that I read that's possible that Littlefinger is still alive. That shit would be
didn't
crazy.
he get pushed out of the Sky Dome?
no,
That Littlefinger?
No, Littlefinger pushed the lady out
Someone
of
else, yeah.
the ant.
Lisa. Or,
I don't know how he survived.
the knife to the throat. Yeah.
Yeah, Arya's knifed.
So
Cat's paws.
There's
to
one-
the throat.
there's one scene where he's talking to this random girl,
Mm-hmm.
and then he gives her something, and she leaves, and it's never talked about. And then there's also a couple times throughout the show where he says he knows people from Bravos. His like grandfather is from Bravos. Bravos is where the many-faced god place is. So the theory is that he knew. And then there's also one part where Bran tells him something and he knows that Bran knows way too much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then the theory is he sent that girl out to get somebody to disguise as Peter Baelish, go in there, take the only way to take the many-faced god thing is if you take a life, you must give a life to the god.
Right.
If you take a death from him, basically. So he took the many-faced god wanted Peter Baelish to die, but Peter Baelish didn't want to die, so he left and brought in a disguised Peter Baelish to die by Arya.
He would actually like pull that shit off.
And he's
too.
from Bravos. Like, it
Right.
makes kind of sense.
Yeah.
But then, like, what is the further story for Littlefinger? Like, why is he
Well, I
still
always
alive?
thought Littlefinger might actually like sit on the throne at the end. I just thought he was smart enough, and if
is
that was
possible.
the
He will
case-
burn a city to ashes if he could be Lord of the or something like that, right?
burn the city if he could be king of the ashes. That's what.
I would love that
Varys.
ending.
Yeah.
Would
that
you?
would be incredible. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I guess the wilder the ending,
so
the better.
unexpected and just,
Well, how do you want it to end? If you
I
could
want
have
the
it
White
your way.
Walkers to just win.
Dude, that's a
just
good. That's
death
a
to all. Like, I want them to win so bad.
I am kind of cynical like that too. Like, I definitely don't want a happy.
No.
ending at
no,
all.
not for
Imagine
for
if the
sure.
White Walkers just kill everybody, and then it's them like in King's Landing, and then 3 ice dragons fly over. Like, imagine how cool that would be.
Yeah.
That would be so much cooler to me than.
So there's like 6 episodes. This is what like. There's 6 episodes. I think
There's no break, right? This is it.
this is it. I think a major character is gonna die every episode.
It has to, man.
Oh, 100%. I feel
If
like
not
maybe
multiple.
yeah, I was gonna say maybe multiple every episode.
Maybe not the first episode.
No, I think someone huge is gonna die the first episode.
think so?
And
Dude.
then I think it'll be like lesser characters after that, and then like obviously couple breaks or
Yeah.
couple episode break, and then boom, another a huge one.
Dude.
The
But
final
there's
episode.
gonna be twists to it though.
Dude, the final 2 episodes.
Like someone's
It's gonna be.
Dude,
someone's
they're-
gonna die and get brought back as a White Walker, and someone's gonna see them as a White Walker and be like, "I know you."
Yeah.
Did you see the
They're
battle?
gonna have to fight, and it's gonna be like
Yeah.
traumatic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like conflicting.
Apparently, like the big battle of life and death took 55 days to film.
Which what
That's
which
the main
one?
the main fight.
The main
Do you know where
fight.
it takes place?
I don't know.
Is it at the wall?
I don't know.
Wait, which Main
It
Fight
can't
from
be the
season
wall.
8?
They're already past the wall.
Wait,
From
the White
season
Walkers are
8?
past the
Season
wall?
Yeah, the very last scene, the ice dragon comes in and knocks down the wall.
Okay, so you're talking about
But
that.
they're not past it.
You're
though.
talking
They
about
were
that
like getting past it.
battle or
They're
one
like
a future
The
coming?
upcoming one.
Oh.
And apparently, it's like
I don't
more budget than Battle of the Bastards, and
It has to.
twice as long to.
I don't know
film.
if that's the one I saw. There was a Twitter video where somebody lived wherever they were shooting. It was overseas somewhere. I don't know if it was in Scotland or something, but you could actually see like the smoke and the actual fight. I don't know if that was the one. If so, it definitely wasn't at like the ice wall or something. There was grass and it was green outside. Yeah.
from the upcoming season.
I mean, there's
Right.
got to be
Yeah.
CGI and shit.
Well, listen, if the grass is green, you can keyframe on it.
Like, where do they even shoot the wall? Where is the wall shot? Like,
I
how
bet
do
you could
make
find
that?
it.
Did you watch the trailer for season 8?
I have not.
I have not either. You did.
I
Right?
still haven't seen the second one. You guys said there was 2.
I saw the very first trailer for season 8. I saw.
Yeah.
Everyone past that I haven't seen.
Yeah,
we should
there's like
we should have a
cinematic
we should have
trailer
a
or
contest for this podcast where if somebody predicts who dies in the first episode, they get something.
like a shout them out.
Yeah. So, for example, somebody is gonna whoever can name this in my
Comments.
Wait, when is this going live versus the vlog? Because in the vlog, I say that I'm going to give this away to somebody. We'll all sign it and give it away if they know which one it is. But I think that we should give away some props at the end of the
I'm
season.
down for that. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So let's do this. On this episode, if you can name the person who you think is going to die and you get it right, you along whoever else gets it right, they'll be entered into a raffle, and then we'll give you some of the props that we'll have here. Autographed
You
by.
think Tyrion's ever gonna die?
I hope not, bro.
If
Listen,
they kill Tyrion, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna tell you who's
pissed.
gonna die in the first episode. My personal opinion: Brienne of Tarth and Podrick.
I was gonna say Brienne of Tarth or the Hound, one of those two, because they're like
Yeah.
they're different sexes, but they both serve like the bodyguard role, kind of.
They're the first to go.
I
feel
think
like one of them's gonna die.
I think Tyrion's the only character left that people are like, please don't kill him. He's the only character left.
That's why I feel like they're gonna kill him.
George R.R. Martin said that he's like, I don't want to make a show that's gonna make you happy. I want to make a show that terrorizes you, that makes you weep.
He said that?
Yeah,
He fucking
That's
did
good.
it.
you did it.
We need
Martin.
more of that.
Did it.
George R.R. Martin, if you want to come on the Game of Thrones,
Yeah, right.
first to yell at us for stealing your fucking, and second to tell us all, that'd be awesome.
That's what I'm saying. The marketing is crazy because even George R.R. Martin is making his rounds on night shows and doing, and all the actors and actresses are all on different YouTube series. It's crazy that when Game of Thrones started, there wasn't like people didn't advertise on YouTube. It was all night shows,
Yeah, right.
all daytime shows.
Yep.
And now it's like
It's
a
changed.
lot of people are doing like BuzzFeed videos, Vanity Fair videos.
I mean, when was the first season released? It had to have been.
2007,
2011. Yeah, like
April 17th, 2011.
That's like a different time.
yeah, who was running YouTube back then?
Twitter
Smosh?
wasn't even out.
Yeah. Wait.
2011 was Twitter out?
Yeah, Twitter was
Yeah.
out, but it was tiny.
Infant stages, it had to have been.
No, we've been using it for a while.
I
2009.
joined in
2009,
2013.
Oh my lord, jeez.
Yeah, it was.
You guys
remember
been using
M-
it longer?
Yeah,
That was 2009.
MW2, yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I don't even know when Twitter was made.
Yeah.
Still, it wasn't that long after it though.
But it wasn't big at first, was it?
No.
It wasn't big.
It wasn't big.
It was
YouTube.
actually like laughed at.
Yeah.
it was like
That
it's
was
a
even up until, like-
it's like a Facebook status, but you can't do anything but post a status.
Right.
And then it just blew
I
up.
feel like that was up until maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and then the last 3 or 4 years.
Dude, when you start adding pictures and GIFs,
Yeah,
that's when it really blew up.
the GIFs, you know, it's a
Videos, yeah.
GIF.
Well, listen, I always say GIF, okay, and everybody always corrects me. It's like it's GIF, bro. But I know that the guy that created the GIF said the GIF. Anyway, let's refocus. I think so. Those are my two that I think are going to die in the first episode. Who do you think?
I said the Hound or Brienne.
You?
I mean, I don't want to pick the same person you guys did. I do think that makes. Oh, you got a list of characters. That's really my problem.
I think Jorah might be. Jorah might
Jorah
die.
Mormont.
Jorah?
Yeah,
Because he just got cured
He just
for
got
grayscale.
Dude,
Right. So
So now
imagine.
he has to travel. What if he runs in?
dude,
he's gonna have to run
imagine-
into
I was
something,
just gonna
right?
say that.
well,
Imagine
he
when
just got
'Cause he's
back.
traveling
Miss Sunday
to-
dies. Dude, that'd be Miss Sunday, and then
She dies.
Grey
Grey
Worm.
Worm dies. Like
No. Grey Worm goes on to Avenger.
maybe.
Maybe not
Grey Worm's
everybody
a beast.
dies. You know what I mean? Like maybe some of them are just slaves at the end. That'd probably be worse. But
The thing is I wonder what's going to happen with Theon right now. Theon got punched in the dick, didn't have one, then beat the guy up. Remember that? Then he's like, all right, guys, we're going to save Yara, which means that Theon is the only person on that side of things, like on the Jon Snow Daenerys side of things, that right now is heading towards King's Landing. Everybody else is prepping for
Yours
this
his
guy.
sister, right? That got taken by the commander of the new
Euron,
fleet.
yeah. Euron.
And they like brought her
captured.
brought her into King's Landing, right?
Right. And then that's when, Cersei killed the Dornish lady.
Yeah.
And then
wait, I thought she killed her
daughter and
yeah.
made her stare at her. So I'm assuming she's dead too. Or
Did it never show her dying? It didn't, right? Because
No,
she said
it's just a
Cersei said that
savage
she was gonna sit there till the end of her days and
right.
watch her daughter rot.
Yeah, we're gonna force food down your throat. And you're
Yeah.
gonna watch your daughter rot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your favorite character. That's who you want on the throne, man.
Did I retract my previous statement?
Oh, she's the worst. I hope she gets just beheaded instantly.
Cersei?
Or an arrow or something, like unsuspecting.
You know who
Cersei's
else?
making it to the end.
You know
bro.
who else is still alive that Cersei's torturing? The lady from that was saying shame or confess.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought that's who we were talking about. You're talking about a different.
I'm talking about a different person. I'm talking about
okay.
the Dornish, snake, the Dornish snake.
The
whatever.
wife of the guy that gets his head
Oh,
crushed.
right,
Yeah,
right,
right.
I remember the older lady too, though.
Yeah.
She's got her locked in like a cell.
Locked in
somewhere.
a cell, and she is basically the mountain's like
Yeah. Play toy.
play toy. The
That's
mountain just
insane.
goes in there, and she said, "This is your god now."
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's why. Look,
That's what I'm saying. Cersei's
I think she's gonna make it all the way to the end. The other thing is that we don't know what Gendry. Let's go down the line on some of the like lines that we don't know who's gonna be doing what. Right? We don't know what role Gendry has to play in all this.
Where is Gendry right now?
Where is Gendry right now? Gendry is the
he still at the
steel
wall?
maker. This guy. No. Okay. So yeah, because he's the one that ran back, right? To
Yeah,
get
so
them?
I think he's still at the wall. I think Gendry's at the wall with like Tormont and like all those guys that are like protecting the wall. He
Yeah.
might not be though. I can't remember. There's so many damn characters.
Well, there's no way he wins, right?
Gendry sits on the throne. Everybody's like, "What the?"
No chance.
It's like all this right with world.
That's
Last
what I'm
week
saying.
we
It's
last
so
week
weird. There's so many different technical heirs to the Iron Throne because right now, like obviously the Lannisters are all basically dead except for Cersei and Jaime.
Right.
Jaime's
Tyrion.
and Tyrion. Yeah. But I meant like people that would actually
their
sit on
side?
the throne.
Oh, okay.
So then technically an heir to the throne would be Jon Snow because he is a Targaryen that technically has a line of succession. So is Daenerys. She has an heir, or she could technically be on the throne. So does Gendry because he's Robert Baratheon's son, who was the last like real king, to be honest.
yeah.
Like because Joffrey was nothing, and
Right.
then
yeah.
Tommen was king for 4 days.
And they went around and killed every kid that was born to
Yeah.
that, which was 22, because
was
that's what
Cersei.
the witch. Yeah, because the witch told Cersei, "You're gonna have 3 kids, and your husband is gonna have, or the king's gonna have 22." And then young Cersei's like, "I don't. How does that? That doesn't make any sense." Yeah. Remember that? So they went out and killed 21 of the sons, and they left Gendry alive. He's the last one to be alive, and they almost killed him, but they moved his helmet that he made, the bull helmet that he made, that he chiseled with his whatever. They put him on that one kid that got stabbed in the neck.
on a dead guy's body. They
Yeah.
said, "You already killed Gendry. He's right
Yeah,
there."
he's right there. So
Remember, guys? Like, I'm glad you were. went back
it's
and watched some.
season 2.
Yeah,
is
way
when that
back,
happened.
way back.
I'm so glad that I went back and watched it, bro.
You started at season 1 when you went back.
Listen, the second that I knew that we were going to do this, I started watching season 1. Right now, I am on season 5, episode 4.
Oh, you're gonna finish it then.
Anything from like 5 before, I have probably zero recollection
Yeah.
of minor events. But major events I remember, but minor events,
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people like that.
no shot.
That watch.
So
this
I haven't went back and rewatched it. I watched it through one time, and that was
Right.
it.
Same.
So I
Dude,
remember like major
I'm telling
events.
you, because I've watched it through 3 times and I'm on my 4th. But the second time you watch it through is the best time because you remember small bits and things, but then you also remember or you forget the little storylines, and then you forget how those little storylines connect to the bigger one.
It's probably easier to
And
pick
it's
up on
just
that
like,
after you've seen
holy
it the
shit,
first
yeah.
time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Because the first time you're watching through, you don't even know who is who.
Right.
Like it literally, the first episode is we're in Winterfell. The king is coming to Winterfell, and you have to. It's literally Jaime, Robert, Cersei, all the Starks, Joffrey, and like Tyrion. Like
They're all there in the
everyone
first episode?
in Winterfell
Yeah.
in the first 20 minutes, and you're like, who the fuck is everybody?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you go and see like who they actually are.
Yeah,
It's like
and it's that's actually the craziest part.
I got to
because-
go back and rewatch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like probably rewatch while the new episodes are coming out. I'm gonna make it a task of mine to go back and like rewatch while the new ones are coming out.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
just to try to brighten my
Right.
memory until like the major episodes.
I
where-
did that last season actually. I was watching it with somebody there through on their first time, and while the new episodes were coming out, and it's like it actually is pretty cool because the new episodes come out and you're like, oh my god, I want to see like what happens next. But then you also can just go back and finish the storyline that you're currently on in your second watch through. So
I'm gonna read the books after as well. I think.
I can't. I just can't read. I can read,
Yes.
but every time I get like 3 pages into any book, and I'm just
And you're like, wait, what the heck did the last
but that's
three?
what I'm gonna use it for. Fall asleep.
fall asleep. Yeah, I would like listen. As dumb as this sound, I would probably like listen to the book on tape, like a podcast.
Yeah.
I could do that.
It's called Audible, audible.com/eavesdrop. You get 20% off.
Yeah,
It's like after seeing the show, though, I don't know, with Game of Thrones, the cinematics and the CGI, it would be tough to. It's cool reading books because you can kind of think up the world in your own
Right.
head and how you see it. But after you watch the show, you can't read about a dragon after seeing it on.
Have you ever seen George R. R. Martin's like how he envisions the Iron Throne? No, it's fucking crazy.
It's not like the one in the show.
No, because they can't afford though. I mean, he doesn't have any. He doesn't really have any ill will towards the show. He just thinks of it as different things.
Yeah. Oh, he considers it different than the book that he wrote.
Yeah, right. But it's just
That's what I wanted to read it for, just to see like the glaring differences that they change from the show to the book.
Yeah.
that's how he envisions the Iron Throne. So when in the story when they say it's made up of 10,000 swords, but it's more like 200.
Yeah.
This is 10,000.
In the book, it's 10,000 swords, and it's apparently like the hall. He was like, "There's no way." He was like, "There's no way we'd ever be able to afford it." He knew that going in. He was like, "He doesn't." He said he likes the Iron Throne in the
Screenshot that and send to Maddie so you
think
can
it
put it
looks
on the screen.
yeah. Well, sure,
That's
maybe
insane.
figure out how to find it.
So last season or last episode, I asked them what they thought about the scene where Tyrion sees Jon Snow walk into Cersei into Daenerys's chambers
To get it on.
to get it on. Like in his face, you saw two things: either jealousy or worry. What do you think it was? Do you remember it? Do you remember the scene?
Honestly, no.
Well, right at literally, it's like one of the last scenes.
It's probably the
Jon
yeah.
knocks on Daenerys' door. She opens, they go in, then he goes in,
And they
and
do
then-
the sex.
and they do the sex, and then Tyrion, you see him like looking at the door like
I don't think Tyrion is in any position to be jealous. He can't. Pull
Yeah, I don't
that.
think it's jealous.
he can't pull it.
I mean,
I don't think it's not jealous.
not to unimmerse people. He's not pulling that. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think he's just
he
like
could
I
have
think he
a
just has
crush, but
I think he just has an off. I don't even think he has a crush because there's a lot of scenes with just the two of them, and you don't ever get that like. Vibe.
I know.
no, never.
Until the
Jorah,
last
obviously.
scene.
With like Jorah, it's
Jorah,
like,
yeah, Jorah's.
Jorah wants in on some action.
I mean, come on.
Dude, he's mad old.
And he's just got scarred from grayscale, so now he's old and scarred from head.
No,
to,
I don't
head
think he's
to toe.
scarred. I think he healed. He healed, right?
And part of his arm still.
There's no way you can heal fully from that shit.
They literally were ripping his skin off.
Yeah, but skin
How
grows.
does he heal from that with that medication? The medication in that day. What are they throwing sage on it?
Yeah. What is?
You'll be good. like what? There's no way. Did you blank?
Yeah, I just looked at it. I looked at
I knew. I was like, I was quiet. I'm like, is this gonna be quiet?
He looked at me for a second, like I was gonna say something.
That shit was so.
Dude, I was like this. I was like, because I knew that you guys weren't gonna say anything.
Bro, that's
Like if you rewind that part right there, you'll see that I was literally like, wow, they have nothing to add on.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of difficult because a lot of this is just
You do look like Ramsey Bolton.
I do not
Holy
look like fucking
shit.
Ramsey Bolton. I don't. I can't stand it when people say
The
that.
hair, I mean, maybe.
People say Ramsey Bolton. People say Gordon Ramsay,
Yeah, it's absurd.
and I'm like, but I get Gordon Ramsay a lot, and I look at Gordon Ramsay. I'm like,
what do you?
might as well be Michael Jordan.
Ramsey
Like, I don't look
the
like.
black curly
Yeah, I
hair.
don't see any resemblance to
Yeah,
Gordon
but
Ramsay.
he's got blue eyes. I was just reading that, and you do. You also look like the guy from what's his name? The one that I said you look like.
John C. Riley.
John C.
Who's that?
Oh, the Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell's brother. in Step Brothers.
That's
just the
like
hair.
technically
It's literally
racist.
just the hair.
That's like if
How?
because
He's
it's
not-
just
he's
the
not-
hair,
Dude,
He's
if
not
I would
blonde
said-
and blue-eyed.
If I said anybody, you look like, and I named a Mexican person.
I've gotten
it's the
called
same
Carrot
thing.
Top,
If
Yeah,
you
that's
with
racist.
Ed Sheeran, like
Ed Sheeran.
Yo, tell me, bro, Ed Sheeran.
Sheeran.
Dude, people like. All right, so I don't know if you guys know this, but like season 7, like a lot of people didn't really like not that they didn't like it. It's very critiqued heavily.
Really?
Which season?
Season 7, the one that just came out.
In comparison to the
In
other
comparison
seasons?
to the other ones. And I don't really know why. I mean, I like during the first watch through, I was kind of like, damn, this does feel fast compared to the rest of the series. Like, it's like Jorah gets grayscale. The next episode, he's in the Citadel.
Right.
The next episode, Sam cures him. They go back to Daenerys. When in
Right.
the past, it probably would have been like a season long thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's things like that people are really critical of. And then people also don't like the scene when Sansa kind of flips the script on Littlefinger and is like, how do you plead, Lord Baelish? And she looks over.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people said that was like shitty writing and stuff.
Really?
Like a lot of people. But
I didn't see anything wrong with that
yeah,
scene.
that's what I'm saying. Like I just rewatched season 7 for the first time, and I think I really enjoyed it. Like I thought it was on par with the rest of the series.
Didn't feel like they were rushing any of the...
And I felt maybe when you're watching it on a week to week basis, you're
Yeah.
kind of like waiting for more every week, and you're kind of like, wow, that was it. Like Jorah's just back, just like that.
Yeah.
But if you're watching it on like, I watched episode after episode after episode, it did flow the way that the rest of
Yeah.
the series did. I think it was kind of unfair. Not unfair.
I liked it. I haven't complained about a single season. I mean, maybe season 1 because of how slow it started. But
does
aside
start
from
kinda
that,
slow.
like I have no complaints about
Every
any of the
show
seasons.
starts slow though.
Yeah, what's the show that you were recommending me?
Not
The
every show.
Expanse.
Yeah.
It's
Not
like the
every
first 3
show.
episodes were just snooze fest, and then episode 4, I couldn't stop watching. Like after that,
Dude,
from the whole thing.
second Lost starts, everybody's into that shit.
Oh yeah.
The dog
it's one of
walks
the
by
best.
and his eye, and everybody's like,
Yeah, it's one of the best shows of all time. Prison
I've
Break
never-
got a
I've
really
never
good
watched
season
Lost.
1.
Well, Prison Break had a really good season.
Well,
1.
you know why I haven't watched Lost? Because I know there's a plane crash scene.
oh yeah, you have a fear of. Don't watch it on a plane.
Wait, you don't watch it
Facts.
because... because why?
Just one scene, the plane crash scene. I don't want to
It's
see
literally, it's just the opening scene of the show, right?
I mean, they like flash back to it a couple times.
Oh, okay.
So
So actually,
wait,
you would have
so
to see it a
wait,
couple
Lost.
times.
Should I
Episode
watch? Should I watch Lost? It's
If
that
you've
good.
never, it's like one of the best shows
No,
of all
the first 3 seasons are like unbelievable.
It's gonna be weird because
It
like
gets weirder.
Yeah.
and
the
a
internet
lot
doesn't
of people.
exist back then.
True.
Did it?
some of the CGI you're probably not gonna like because I went back and watched some episodes of like
Yeah.
season 4, season 5. I was
Right.
like, wow, this is really
Really
old,
weird.
but it's
Yeah.
a really good show. Yeah,
The first season is one of the best seasons in television history.
I might go back
It
and
is-
watch Lost.
It is
just
the
to-
best pilot of all time.
Yeah.
for sure.
You should at least watch the first episode,
Well,
even if you're
I
scared.
guess not the best pilot.
Is it a? Is it?
Sorry. Okay.
Is it a scary or thriller? Is it scary thriller?
Drama.
It's more drama.
drama, mystery.
Mystery is a good word. Not like drama, like
like a
who's kissing
thriller
who?
almost.
It's more like
What's
how
in
are
this
we-
cave?
How are we
Who is it?
surviving?
Jack Sawyer.
Jack Sawyer.
Who's the big dude?
Harley.
Yeah.
Harley.
Yeah,
Harley, who won the lotto. Oh, never mind. I won't
Yeah,
tell you.
anyway.
Yeah. Let's go.
we're just thinking of
Game
shows.
of
So that
like-
was the quick
yeah,
segment of Lost.
just comparing shows to
everyone
Game
out
of
there.
Thrones.
So do you think you're going to be here on a week to week basis?
I mean, I feel a little bit underprepared. compared
No, I'm
to
saying
this.
like whenever the new season comes
Well,
out.
because we're just going to be talking about episodic.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah.
after this, it's like
after
episode to
episodes.
episode.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Hell yeah.
Review what went on in the
That'll be
episode.
dope.
Talk about
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna be so much fun. I can't
If we
wait
get
for that.
some red wine.
Oh, we're going to get
definitely
red
gonna get
wines. We're going to get some ale. We
need
have the
horns,
mugs.
like
yeah,
the
horns. Thank you.
horn
We were just
mugs.
talking about that.
Okay, that would be dope.
Yeah,
but
right?
that sounds way better for me
We
because,
need
like I
cloaks.
said, my memory
No,
isn't
maybe?
as fresh as yours because you guys know everything. And
I don't know shit. So
Yeah.
I'm still making it. You guys
All
are
right.
carrying.
next topic. Where are we?
Well, we had a lot of theories that we talked about last time. I don't know if you've heard all of them or not.
Have you heard the Bran theory?
Ooh, this was
The
my
theory that Bran is the Night King.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
really.
I haven't talked about it, but I've heard people say that.
Yeah, it's just, I mean,
I think it's far fetched.
I think it's kind of far fetched, but also like, I think it could happen.
Yeah.
But the thing is so many people are saying it now. I don't know. I don't know if they made it too obvious if that is the case, because the Night King's armor is like the same thing that Bran wears.
Oh, see, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I didn't
it
notice.
looks like
It does.
pretty similar.
They have like this image where they gradually get that, but you can do that with like anybody about anything. You know, as
Right.
long as you put the eyes in the middle or you line up the eyes, and that's.
But
Oh,
how would Bran be the Night
So
King
Bran-
and vice versa?
So you know how Bran can warg into other things?
Into animals, I thought.
Yeah, and he warged into Hodor.
Oh
at
yeah,
one
he
time.
did.
And then he also
But
warged.
didn't that make him faint? Like, doesn't that take up all of his energy?
Yes, but he also warged into Hodor in the past, and that's when he fainted, and that's when he did hold the door, and then he was Hodor after that because he warged into him in the past. So that, and then also in another flashback, Bran talks says dad or something. I said this last week, but I don't know what he actually says. And then old Ned Stark turns around because he hears him. So that shows that Bran can interact in the past. Like he can basically
time travel. And interact.
So your theory is that the Night King used to be the three-eyed raven, warped into
theory.
Bran.
The theory is that Bran
Oh, the theory, yeah.
Bran in the future realizes that the White Walkers are about to win, so he wargs back in time to stop the children of the forest from creating the White Walkers, and then instead of stopping them, he is the person that they
stab.
turn, and so he
And that is a scene too.
is
not-
the Night King.
yeah.
Wow, okay.
That's the theory. But that also is kind of crazy because every time he wargs into the past, it doesn't create a duplicate of him. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say there would be two of him in the.
There would be actually, yeah, that's part of the theory is that every time he wargs into the past, it creates a duplicate of him. So like the guy who built Winterfell and the guy who built the wall is called Bran the Builder. And that's like people talk about it a couple of times in the show. And then there's one like scroll or like script or like drawing of Bran the Builder being carried by a bunch of people.
Really?
Saying that he can't walk.
Yeah.
But it's like an old tale. So people assume or people theorize that Bran the Builder is Bran that warged back into time to build the wall and already had the future knowledge of how to build things in time when people didn't know how to be an architect. So he lived. The theory is Bran lived in Winterfell, so he knew it brick by brick. So then he just went back in time and built Winterfell.
Right.
And then he went back in time and built the wall as Bran the Builder. So Bran is Bran Stark, but he's also Brandon the Builder Stark, and he also could be the Night King. That's basically the...
I'm okay with absolutely every single one of those theories. Like I would be mind blown that he is the end all be all, like the master puppeteer of this entire dance
wonder-
that they're doing.
If we're looking like too far into this, because the previous seasons, was there anything like these theories that we're talking about? It just doesn't seem like Game of Thrones is a twist type of show. You know what I mean? That just throws like a huge twist. Like
Probably the biggest twist is who Jon Snow's parents are.
Yeah.
right.
In fact, there's a rumor that goes around that the writers of the show went to George R.R. Martin and said, we want to make Game of Thrones a show.
Yeah.
Which if you're a writer of a book, can be really flattering and also like your biggest nightmare.
Yeah, you don't
like
want
what
them to-
happens if it's like they spend no money on CGI and like the dragons are like puppets and like just ruins your show.
Right.
Because that happens probably a lot. We just don't know. So George R. R. Martin says, and this is before he wrote the last or like 2 books ago or some shit like that. And he said, I'll give you my permission if you tell me who Jon Snow's parents are. And both of them knew who it was. That's how big of fans they were of the books.
Oh, wow.
That's a rumor. I don't know if that's true, but that's a rumor. And so then he was like, okay, yeah, you guys can make the show.
Wait, so you know in the book? That's insane. First of all, you know in the books, but you don't know in the show? Because I thought Jon Snow's.
Well, at the time when they asked permission,
okay.
he hadn't said it.
Oh,
But he said,
but now we know.
yeah. So
So it wasn't in the books when they told him?
right.
So how do they know?
How
They
the
just-
hell did they know?
No, it wasn't
Because people, the same way that people knew in the show, because people were like, well, Jon Snow is a huge character, but he can't just be. There's too much mystery around Ned, like protecting him, and Ned's too honorable to go out and just have some whore.
Oh, you're
and
saying
have a
those writers
baby.
came up with that theory themselves when they were writing?
Right.
So
So
there's-
exactly.
Okay, see, that's what I was asking.
That
So
was-
it wasn't in the book.
It wasn't in the book.
That was
Yeah.
just their theory. and
That
it
was
right.
their theory, and it was right in George R. R. Martin's head. And apparently, those 2 writers are the only people that George R. R. Martin told the ending to, because he already has the ending in his head.
Yeah.
So he told the only 2
Imagine
people.
being those 2 people.
Oh,
That's
dude, I'd have the
actually insane.
biggest nerd boner.
Dude, imagine. I mean, think if one of their wives or girlfriends or boyfriends is like a super fan of Game of Thrones and he just forces like, there's no way that you don't tell your significant other that. But then also as a big fan as your partner, wouldn't you say, I'm not ruining it for you?
Yeah. So Kit Harington, the guy who plays Jon Snow, married Rose, whatever her last name is, the girl who plays Ygritte. So they actually like married each other in real life.
Yep.
And he refuses to tell her what happened. Like there's different things like that.
Oh, because they filmed it.
You're right. So she's not in the show anymore because she's
Yeah.
dead. Yeah. And also,
They don't even tell like previous characters. Like they don't keep them in the loop. Or
Absolutely.
anything?
and I also saw an interview with Littlefinger to see if that Littlefinger thing was true.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Nah, I don't have access to any of the scripts anymore." And I was like, "Do you, motherfucker?"
Yeah.
It's like,
You never know
I'm
how they
listen,
act.
you're a little finger. First of all, I don't believe a goddamn thing.
And
that you're
the
saying.
top comment on that video of that interview is every time I want to know someone's intentions, I play a little game, which is what he says in season 7. I think of what the worst thing they could do is.
Yeah.
I think of why that would.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He's
Yeah.
got to still be alive. He's actually a really good character.
Yeah.
He's one of
super
the
good character.
excellent character. I don't think there's anything more than that. I think he died.
I don't think. I don't think he's coming back.
I don't think that.
That's what I'm saying. We're coming up with these crazy theories, but I don't know.
That's I think maybe we do what like the Optic fans used to do when we used to hype up Vision.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, oh my God, they're going to be sponsored by Apple.
Right.
And then we're like, actually, no, we came out with a book bag. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if it's going to be like that, where it's like, Daenerys dies, Jon Snow avenges her, cries, and then sits on the Iron Throne. And then we're going
What
to
if
be
it's
like,
just the simplest ending?
right. You know what I mean?
It can't be.
People keep saying it's bittersweet. That's
Who's
the
people? I thought only 2 people knew.
The ending?
Well, now all the actors know because it's all
Oh
done.
fuck yeah.
So-
They said it's bittersweet.
They said that George R. R. Martin said it was bittersweet, and then that is the word. I'm pretty sure it's a PR thing because that's the one word
They
that
keep saying it.
everyone uses. Is
Just say
it
it's
ends
bittersweet.
kind of bittersweet. It ends bittersweet.
That's such a cop out.
It's so
like what does that
like
even
the whole
mean?
show.
What could that?
I'm
What
glad.
could that? What could that mean?
Bittersweet. I don't know. Somebody.
means-
If there's some
That means
something
both
sweet.
dragons die
Yeah.
for sure.
There's no way they make it. He threw
No.
one ice lance at him and turned.
He didn't even take a step. He didn't even
no
take a three-man run up.
It wasn't even a hop.
No, not even a pitcher.
No crow hop,
was-
man.
Definitely no Brett Favre in the 1997 quarterback challenge where he threw 75 yards from his back foot while being drunk.
He was drunk.
His entire season. That's what's impressive.
Brett Favre was drunk
The whole time.
and sending
You want to
dick
know what
pics?
I don't understand?
Yes.
Is that why doesn't Daenerys and Jon? Why don't they just go to King's Landing and win? Because they 100% can.
Well, I mean, the whole
Weren't they planning on doing
the whole
that?
thing is like if they go and fight that,
Then the White Walkers cross.
then the White Walkers get more ground, or the Army of the Dead gets more ground.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
So they're trying. I'm confused. Are they
and
trying
right
to
now-
be allies with? They are trying to be because they sent the White Walker there and
Yeah.
was like, "This is one of them, dumbass Cersei.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
here's one for you to see."
Yep.
And
then what do they say? That's like one of the last episodes.
yeah,
right?
so Cersei, that's when Cersei says, I'm going to send all of my people up to fight with you guys. And hopefully you know that I chose peace. Then when everybody leaves, she tells Jaime, we're not going up there. Like, I'm not sending anybody.
And then he walks out.
And so the last scene is Jaime leaving King's Landing, going to tell, or people assume that he's going to tell Jon and Daenerys that, my sister lied to you guys. She's not coming up here with an army.
My sister slash Bay.
So what you said
What an idiot. I hate her.
it might end up happening. Like you said, like, why don't they just go fight King's
If
Landing?
they're not going to do it, then
If
they
they're
should
not
just
going to do
nuke
it,
them.
they might just do that.
They could probably do it with both dragons, just one sweep.
That's what I think. I mean,
I hope not. I hope they both make it.
it would suck for this. It would suck for the story because
There's no way. They have to make it all the way to the very end. Unless they throw themselves as a sacrifice for Daenerys. And I don't see Daenerys surviving this, if I'm being honest. Now that I've been watching it, like the more I watch it, I think we're so attached to her that
Like, she's the mother of dragons. What happens if the dragons die?
she's not the mother.
Why is she fit to rule?
she still has.
She
the
has
Unsullied.
she has a great heart, but in all honesty,
She still has. What's her army? The
Of
Unsullied.
Solid.
Yeah.
And then
The Slavers.
yeah, the what are the knights something, and then
The Slavers and Unsullied are different, right?
the Unsullied, the
people she saved in-
Dothraki, the
Dothraki.
the knights, the
I just heard
what
the
is
name
the
today.
name of it? It's Dario Naharis's
People.
people, whatever the.
People that were in the town and they were slaves.
but
or was
he's
that the
also
Unsullied?
gone though too. So
But
this-
that army, second
Stayed.
sons, the second
Second
sons,
sons.
they're in Marine right now. Dario Naharis and the second sons are in Marine,
Ruling
keeping the peace.
peace.
Was that when they saved them? Who did they?
Who saved who?
Who did they save in that one episode where they're up at the top of that?
I
Like,
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right?
They're in that big town.
was that the
and-
Unsullied? Am I just thinking?
I don't know, because everybody's running around with the
With
who
the
were
masks?
people with
The
the
masks?
masks.
Yeah, that was in Marine.
When they saved
yeah.
them
Okay.
from in the Coliseum, they saved them and they fly out.
And then like Drogon just comes in out of nowhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who did they save? Was that the? That wasn't the Unsullied. Who did they save?
No, because the Unsullied were
No,
helping.
it was
They didn't
Miss,
know
it
they
was
were
Miss,
helping.
it was Miss Sunday.
They didn't like save a certain army. It was like the Unsullied were there protecting the queen, and then like all those
Masked
people,
people.
yeah, the Golden Army, or something like that.
They're terrifying.
Yeah, they just wanted. They were pissed that she freed all the slaves, so they were trying to kill her.
Oh,
Basically.
okay, it's okay.
Yeah, so they didn't like save an army. So yeah, she has the second son. She has the Dothraki. She has the Unsullied, and
The
where
dragons.
is she now? Yeah,
And then they have the two dragons. I mean, she's got an army to handle it,
The
but
dragons, yeah.
there's no scheduled time as to when they're going to. I mean, obviously they're crossing now, and if they continue to let them gain ground, I guess, and as it continues to get colder, they're going to have the advantage because they know how to operate in the cold. That's why right now is the time where they're able.
They're like
to cross.
going to fight them.
Yeah, that's the other thing. How do they do in warm climate? You know what I'm saying? Because winter's here.
That's what winter's
not-
coming.
right.
They can only fight in winter.
yeah. So they.
It started snowing in King's Landing, right?
Right.
So it's probably the entire.
But to be fair, that White did survive when they went down there
Right.
in the box.
Mm-hmm.
It survived, and it was still being a weirdo.
Yeah.
So
I hope I hope everything's not snow and ice. Like I like seeing those scenes, but it's nice to see the contrast, like going from the wall to King's Landing to.
But that's I think that's why that scene is, or as soon as Jaime leaves, sees the snowflake fall.
Yeah.
There's like a 7 scene cut of
Right.
just snow falling in King's Landing, and I think that's why it's so. Because when I first watched it, I was like, this is like crazy looking, and I didn't really understand why. It's because every time you see King's Landing, it's like beautiful and
Yep.
bright and sunny.
Yep.
And now it's like dark and like snow's falling. And,
Ooh.
And if you remember when Daenerys was going through the House of the Undying, and she opened one door and then she went through the throne room,
the
and
throne room.
the throne room was snowed out.
Yep.
And it was broken down, but it was snowed out. Right. So was she
Shit's
going through the
crazy.
future? Was she walking through a vision of the future before getting to see what all she's ever wanted? Her
Stuff
son.
like that could be super meaningful, and it could also be nonsense.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of flashbacks that Bran has too. That it's like, wow, that's
I was gonna say that was a flashback she had, or like a vision or something.
Yeah, it was a vision. She was walking to her dragons
Okay.
through the many rooms of the
remember like
House
the
of the
warlocks.
Undying.
The warlocks steal her dragon,
Yeah.
and then or dragons, and then she like goes back through there And
she like the first entrance. She walks into the throne room. It's snowing. There's no ceiling. Amazing CGI, by the way. I was
Super
thinking about
good.
it. I'm like, they didn't build this.
Right.
And then from there, she goes outside, and it's the big door to the tunnel that goes from Castle Black into the north, into the true north. But as she's walking through the blizzard, she gets into the desert where the little big ass tent is that Khal Drogo is, and he's there with her son, and she steps away from there because they wanted to keep her there forever. Right. So maybe they just made her have these visions while she was still in the room where the dragons were. But she went through that. She walked away from there, and then from there she walks.
That's why I
back
feel like
into it.
a part of that is like different things that could test her to stay and to trap her there. So like, would the Iron Throne trap her there? Is that what she really wants? And then she walked past it. Would the wall or whatever trap her? And then finally, would Drogo trap her? And almost did. And then she was like, "You're not real. I gotta leave." And then she goes and saves her dragons.
Yeah. When the sun sets in the east.
I don't know, bro. There's a lot of possibilities. Like,
lot of different possibilities.
I'm not sure any of them are going to be right. I hope none of them are right. Like, I hope there's a twist big enough that
There's
it just
gotta be
surprises everybody.
There's so many characters, dude.
Right.
Someone's already predicted the ending. We just don't know who's right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Someone's definitely predicted it.
That's what I wonder. Like, because
Yeah.
people have been theorizing for a while. Do you think? Now, there's probably no way. Like, if George R.R. Martin or the writers are catching on, like, oh, everybody knows what's going to happen. Let's go, like, rewrite it real quick or reshoot
He's got
it
2 more
and-
books coming. Is what?
So the books could end completely different.
That would be weird.
Well, there's no way they can change it at this point.
Not at this point, yeah, but
Oh, this is,
Which
at
is-
this point there was a 55-day shoot at 3 a.m. Apparently, it was at night. Every
every day it was
every
at 3.
day
Oh,
at 3 a.m. for 55 days.
Imagine.
Imagine
That's like the final battle, or do you
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's one of
imagine
the
Imagine- do you
the
guys-
continuity.
Do you guys remember the first time watching Battle of the Bastards?
Yes.
I was seriously like, I was watching it at the Scuff House in the living room on that big ass TV, and I was feeling like anxious as I was watching because so much shit was going on. And if you take that and multiply it by 2, I can't
Jesus.
even.
I'll tell you what, the Battle of the Bastards was one of the most emotionally driven like scenes I've ever seen where he's being like smothered,
Suffocated.
Bro, I remember like playing football in high school and people just climbing, to celebrate and thinking like, oh my God, like claustrophobic as hell.
This is it.
Like I can't breathe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then seeing that again, like traumatized. So when he can, all he sees is footsteps and like
Yeah.
little glimpses of light.
There's
it is
one-
like, I'm getting the chills just how scared I am of that situation.
Yeah, there's one scene in the Battle of the Bastards that's like a split-second scene, and it's a dude's face getting crushed by a shoe, and then the guy's shoe comes up, and the guy goes, and then he gets crushed again and dies, and it's just like an extra. And I see that scene, and I'm like,
Yeah.
because it's just like a dude gasping for air before he gets crushed to death, and then that's when there's just like bodies on bodies on bodies, and then Jon Snow like just climbing just to
Bro,
breathe.
I had the most anxiety, I felt the most claustrophobic ever. And I know that I'm claustrophobic because when I was a little kid, I remember as I'm falling asleep, putting myself going through a tunnel, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller to the point to where I don't know how to get out. I'm a weirdo, but I know that I don't
you used to
like
just think about that, or you
Yeah, as a
went-
kid.
Oh, okay.
And I'm talking about, let's call it 8, 9 years old.
Yeah,
That
you
was
didn't
like-
actually go in like a tunnel.
No,
and
that
get
was
stuck.
my fear, bro. That
Yeah.
was my fear for like forever. It's so weird. I still like see it.
Well, you better get ready, bro, because a lot of people are about to be dying.
Yeah, it's about to be crazy. Like, imagine because right now, Battle of the Bastards has got to be top. Either that or whenever the first time you see the dragons fight, like
Yeah.
with
Jaime and the Hound are underwater. Yeah,
That episode's sick too.
Yeah, because they're like, we can take them, and then it's just like, and then one of the dragons like,
right.
Wasn't it Drogon though?
yeah,
I mean,
Big Poppy. It's Big Poppy.
which one got
Big Papi.
speared?
The green one.
Viserys.
Oligar.
Viserys?
Viserys.
What's the other one's name? Drogon Viserys.
Rhaegal.
Earlier
Rhaegal.
Rhaegar.
Rhaegal.
Rhaegar.
Rhaegar?
Rhaegar.
Well, earlier today I said it was Balrog.
Is it Rhaegar?
And I'm like,
I was like, that's the thing in Lord of the Rings that whips Gandalf into the abyss.
but I'm
when
like,
he's
no.
falling.
I'm like,
It's
that's
called
a Street
Balrog,
Fighter,
where
right?
It like whips him up.
Balrog is a Street Fighter, right?
That's in Street Fighter too.
Never
The
heard
big
that
guy.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking.
Balrog from Street Fighter. Anyway, so I was
Yeah, it's Rhaegal.
Rhaegal, yeah. You know what's crazy is that none of us, when asked, and nobody in the comments either that I saw said that their favorite character was one of the dragons.
It's not
And now
character.
You just don't see them enough.
Yeah,
like
you
you don't
really
see them for
don't.
2 or 3 seasons.
Everyone's
and then,
favorite are the dragons. That's what
And it's
everyone
cr-
wants to see the dragons.
Yeah, it's like when the dragons were babies, it was dope, and then when the dragons fight, it was dope. But between those, they're like locked in a chamber. And
Right.
they're
Yeah,
like,
but
or-
They're
one
not-
of them
they're not
is
characters.
killing like 4-year-olds and goats.
Right,
though.
exactly. And Drogon's like literally just Charizard from. Did any of you guys watch Pokemon? I don't know if you guys did.
I know Charizard.
So like,
Who doesn't
so like
know?
in Charizard, he's super defiant from Ash. Like he's like, nah, I'm not gonna fight
Yeah.
him because he's like too powerful. That's
Right.
literally what Drogon is. It's
Yeah.
just like Daenerys is like, hey, let's do stuff, and he's like, nah, I'm gonna just go kill kids. And
I'm a dragon.
I'm a dragon. I'm gonna go kill kids. I think that one of the best scenes in, and I'm going back to the dragons here. I think that there has to be like one of the most massive fires that both of these guys do. Maybe both of them concentrate their fire on the what's his name?
on the Night King.
No, on the
other dragon?
Yeah, on the other dragon, and that's how they kill him. Or
Bro, the dragon
or the
fights.
green, the green. What's his name? The green one.
Viserys.
Viserys kills the yellow one. Right?
Viserys kills Rhaegal. is what
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
And they both fight Drogon.
No. Yeah.
Maybe.
That's
I
supposed to
don't
consider-
think he's gonna be able to turn people though. I mean, he will, but I don't think if the dragons die, I think they're gonna be like, he can't have that one.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because the crazy part is the only people in the world right now that know that the Night King flipped the dragon is Tormund and the people there. So Tormund is on a time schedule to get to Winterfell and be like,
And
yo, they
tell
got a
them.
fucking dragon. They got
Yeah.
a dragon. Like, we got to dip.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Wait,
so they don't
wasn't
even know that he has a dragon.
Yeah, Jon Snow's not at the wall. He wasn't at the wall
No, they're going back.
from King's Landing.
They're going back from the wall to either Dragonstone or Winterfell. I think they're going to Winterfell though.
I thought they left King's Landing because they showed Cersei the
They
White
did.
Walker,
And then
and then they made it back. And
Yeah, so remember that they were all in
Oh,
this
shit,
little
you're
island.
Right, you're right.
right, that was pretty late in the season. I think.
I'd love to see like a map just
We'll
just
have one for the
just to scale though. Like,
Dude,
how long does
100%. We're blowing up like a huge ass Game of Thrones map to sit right
Bro,
here.
I'm-
That
I'm
way we can
putting it
like
together.
point at
He's
it.
building
Oh, really?
it right there.
Like,
it's
how
a
long-
3D it's a 3D pop-up puzzle.
look at him grind.
I'm
It would have
building
been much
it.
easier to just fucking print it out. But yeah, if we want to do
like
a
where's
puzzle.
Dragonstone in comparison to Winterfell?
Dragon. I mean, I could tell you. Dragonstone's like really close to King's Landing, actually. But damn, you're right though.
right? That was the last episode that they were leaving King's Landing.
Because
Right.
okay, no,
They're
so
leaving
they
King's Landing.
yeah.
Yeah, you're so fucking right. Yeah.
but who else was at the wall? It was just the one.
It's just Tormund is there with like some wildlings,
Oh,
and
okay,
they're
yeah.
protecting the wall.
Tormont is the
the redhead,
Red beard.
that's
Okay.
in love with
How are they
Brienne of
protecting the
Tarth.
wall?
Well, they're just kind of
They're just
because
watching over it, and then once they see anything, just sprinting that way.
well,
no one
they
knows.
didn't know that they had a dragon, so they thought that
So they saw the dragon blow the wall down.
right. So they were like, "How are these like how like we have to just protect Eastwatch is like the name of the castle there." And they're like, "We're just going to protect Eastwatch. We'll let them know. I guess we'll send a raven if they're approaching the wall, but they're not going to be able to get through." And then a fucking dragon comes through, and they're like, oh, "Okay, well, we're fucked."
now we'll leave.
But they're still alive though, which is crazy because
Because the army of the White Walkers is going through there.
yeah, they just walked through. They didn't even challenge. They didn't challenge like it's COD.
The good one.
Yeah. They didn't like fight Tormund and all the wildlings.
Right.
They-
Because
Why
they're
would
still
they?
up like on the wall, right?
I think so.
Yeah. They're just looking down like, oh shit.
So they're going.
watching.
So the dragon made like a ravine through the
Yeah.
Right.
wall.
And they're just walking through, and the scene is crazy because it's like miles of just dead people walking.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so fucking excited.
About to go down, bro.
It is about to go down. All right. Any closing comments, Seth? Are you for sure coming back?
I feel like we got Seth hype. Look at him.
Yeah. Look at him shaking. So by the next time that you guys see this, we're going to be doing the review or the conversation surrounding episode 1 of season 8. The set's going to be okay. I'm not going to overhype it, but the set's going to be good. We're working hard and I'm like $500 deep in props.
Are you?
I am.
Or are you about to be?
No, I am.
It's a real Valerian steel over there.
Yeah, this is real Valerian steel, guys. All right. On
How
that
do we end
note-
this? And now your watch has ended.